What if we told you, in the days immediately following this year's regular legislative session, the energy industry showered state lawmakers with money, and our analysis shows we're talking a lot more money than normal.
After a winter storm that has cost Texans billions and hundreds of lives, the reforms weren't nearly as tough as they needed to be, but the money flowed, and as a result, it was kind of like giving them a check for a job well done.
Tom Smith would know. He spent 30 years as a lobbyist in Austin.
That's the way this place works. It's money in and policy out.
We wanted to know how this year's campaign donations compared to previous years, so we analyzed campaign finance reports for the 9-day period immediately following the end of the regular legislative session and found the energy industry donated more than $4 million to the campaigns of these 9 elected officials, all of them key players in this session's power grid reform. That's almost twice as much as the industry donated to the same elected officials after the 2019 session. And owners of the state's largest energy-related companies collectively donated $1.38 million. That's more than 3 times as much as they donated to the same officials after the 2019 session. And Kelsey Warren, CEO of Dallas-based Energy Transfer, donated the most money, $1 million to Governor Greg Abbott, who's heading into a re-election year. His donation was 4 times what he gave after the 2019 session. According to the company's publicly disclosed earnings reports, Warren's natural gas pipeline company made $2.4 billion in windfall profits from the February storm. Lucrative? You bet. But not illegal. You see, unlike the strict contribution limits for federal campaign donations, Texas does not set limits on how much an individual can donate to a campaign for a state office. But UT Energy Resources professor Dr. Michael Weber says the uptick in donations we found should raise eyebrows.
There are a lot of energy interests that were worried about legislation, and it looks like we're giving rewards for basically giving them a pass. So if you make $1 billion, what's $1 million donation? It's a small fraction of your overall take and actually pretty good return on investment.
So we asked Warren if the storm profits and lack of strict regulations from lawmakers influenced his $1 million donation this year. He declined to be interviewed, but sent us a statement saying, Governor Abbott's economic and energy policies have created job growth and secured our position as a dominant energy-producing state. The oil and gas industry drives economies locally, nationally, and globally, and its importance should not be overlooked. The governor also declined to be interviewed. His team sent this statement. Governor Abbott represents all Texans, and that's what he takes into account every day as he works on behalf of the Lone Star State. Lawmakers did pass a bill that requires power generation companies to prepare to withstand extreme weather, but the bill fell short of setting a deadline for when the changes must be completed and how the state would enforce it. And for natural gas facilities, there were no weatherization requirements.
Without a doubt, the regulatory system in Texas is not looking to scrutinize gas more or hold it accountable for its behaviors.
Claire Brock says that shouldn't come as a surprise.
It's not shocking because you have politicians who deregulated our energy grid, right? Chose not to join the national energy grid, right? To begin with, and then they continued to not regulate the energy grid. But that doesn't make us feel good about it, right?
Brock is a political science professor at Texas Women's University.
So a person who has an average type of salary here in Texas, right? A median household income, is not going to be able, right, does not have the capacity to speak as loudly with their money as someone who is the CEO of a company, right? And it creates a political system where perhaps we don't get to all be represented equally.
In Dallas, I'm Charlotte Huffman.